back, guys. We are here. We are here with Ferrets. Say hello, Ferrets.
Hello.
How are you, buddy?
Uh, Pretty good.
Right, so we have a bit of an update when it comes to what's coming out this week, and we want to talk about that. And we'll talk about what we suspect is going to happen with Citizencon. And there will be a second video that we'll put up today where we're going to talk about the Argo SV. We're going to talk about the Argo cargo and all those Argo ships and why it's important that it's actually winning the event. Now, obviously, Fez has a different opinion than me, which is fine.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine. At the end of the day, everybody's individual. But we'll talk about both sides of the coin, and it's kind of good you have a different opinion, to be honest. And we'll talk about both sides of the coin. And while we're talking about it, guys, obviously we are having Citizencon running in the background while we talk about that for this first video. So, today, Thursday, we're getting a sprint report, which is a full video just to sprint reports, which is really going to be good. So we're going to go see a whole bunch of stuff that they've been working on for sprints. Friday, we're actually getting an update for Citizencon, and we're going to find out what's happening with Citizencon, what's happening on the day, the timetable, and stuff like that. Now, if this is anything like the one that was on 2 years ago, what we're most likely going to get is just simply a bunch of names for the event, and they're most likely going to be obscure. So I wouldn't go expecting anything like RSI's new capital ship, insert name here. What you're most likely going to get is a title that will be obscure so that you won't know exactly what is being talked about. Like, for example, one of the names last year was Me, Myself, and UI. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, we know that's to deal with the UI. Okay, great. But we didn't know any more than that. We didn't know it was about building blocks or anything like that until the day we saw it, and then that was cool, right? So I wouldn't go expecting a lot from this update, guys. What I would expect is simply a bunch of names that are most likely going to be obscure, which is fine, which is good. We'll be able to decipher it and try and tell you what's there. But I wouldn't go expecting anything groundbreaking to come from the names, because I imagine the names are going to be trying to be vague. Just before your thoughts on this, Ferrets, before we continue, what are your thoughts on Citizencon, the names? Do you think they're going to be obscure? Do you think they're going to try and be a little bit more specific?
Probably be as vague as possible, and I promise you this.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday, we will probably hear a lot of the crazy theories coming from a certain server that is, for some reason, having a fever dream over the 400i.
Oh god, they're not still going on about 400i, are they?
Of course they are.
Oh god.
So because the 400i will be released to the PU during Citizencon.
And if it's not,
then they'll be for 3.15.
Yeah, and if it's not for 315, it'll be 3.15.x, and if it's not 315.x, it'll be 316.
Exactly.
How about this? If it's not coming out at Citizencon, Hater has to throw himself into the Grand Canyon, and that way we never hear from it ever again.
I think that's a little extreme, but
I'm just so sick of hearing about the 400i. I really am.
How do you think I feel of the freaking Argo cargo?
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that in the second video. But yeah, at the end of the day, as for Citizencon, look, I'm not saying Citizencon's going to be boring. I think it's going to be anything but. I'm going to need several changes of underwear because I'm literally going to probably come in them. But at the end of the day, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. I just wouldn't go expecting a lot from the names, because at the end of the day, I would expect them to be as vague and like they were last year. It'll be stuff like Me, Myself, and UI. And for server meshing it, they won't put, maybe they'll put server meshing for that, but, they'll call it the future of networking or something like that. As for what we'll see at Citizencon, I'm thinking we're going to see the start of server meshing. Probably we'll see a demonstration using server meshing on the day. And I would most likely see Nyx, Pyro. We'll see probably both of those. Server meshing, and we'll see persistence. I imagine what's going to happen with the episode is Chris will probably get up. They'll probably start at Nyx or Pyro, one of those space stations, and then they'll fly to a planet where there'll be like a cave or something. They will drop some stuff off. They will go and do a mission, probably over in the next system. So if they start in Pyro, they'll go to Nyx. If they start in Nyx, they'll go to Pyro. They'll do a mission showing off server meshing. They'll come back and then they'll unload the spoils, and you'll be able to see the fact that the stuff has stayed there while they've been away and they've come back. And that will show off long-term persistence as well. That's sort of what I'm expecting. What about you? What are your thoughts for Citizencon, Fez?
Well, obviously, they're going to show off server meshing, the Idris and the Kraken, and I'm going to be happy.
You reckon you'll get the Idris and Kraken?
I wish, but no. Well, there would be a bit of a far stretch theory, but maybe Kraken for Pyro?
Maybe.
With server meshing?
We might actually. It is a parody ship.
Because during the Citizen Con presentation, I do hope that they do address a main problem with the Pyro. The system is just so big that that most of the ships from Cuddy size lower won't be able to cross the system without running out of the fuel. And yes, they are planning on bringing in the frickin' Starfarer, the Gemini. It's just at the same time. What if they also brought in the Kraken? Because the introduction to the Pyro system would be the perfect opportunity to also bring in the Kraken as the carrier.
Yeah.
The Kraken would also make use of the refueling and the rearming the mechanic and all that.
I fully expect. Sorry, I was gonna say I fully expect to see refueling happen during the presentation. They will show that off, guaranteed.
Then at the same time, it would also be a perfect test. It would be a perfect stress test for server meshing.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think we'll see refueling. That will most likely happen when I suspect they would do the mission. They always do a mission, right? So I suspect what'll happen is, like I said, you'll start at Pyro or Nyx. You'll be in your base of sorts, or maybe at the hab. You fly to your base, which will have, your gear. You put something down, like a coffee cup or whatever it may be, or guns or whatever. You fly off, you do your mission. During that, you'll probably do a rearm or a refuel. Refuel, definitely, sorry. And then you'll complete the mission, then fly back in. Lo and behold, that long-term persistence will be shown off because that said coffee cup will still be there. Or gun, or whatever it is they show. So at the end of the day, and you might be right, you might be right, that they might actually use the Kraken as a pirate base. They might use the Kraken for transport, or they might just make it so that the Kraken starts attacking the Cutlass, or attacking a Kraken, a Carrack, or an Idris, or whatever it may be. Or maybe they'll start attacking a Carrack and an Idris will show up. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I imagine it would be great if we did see the Kraken. We've only seen it once before. I think it was in 47 or 46. They actually had the Kraken on display as a physical model, but it was outside. It was the one that was over in Hurston, but it was outside. It was on the landing pad, so no one could really get out there to have a decent look at it. But we did see it from a distance.
That I do have pictures, or I had pictures of the Kraken in the universe itself. I think it was from a long time ago, and I think it was from a developer who was probably just flying around the model. But I do have pictures. Let me try to find them real quick.
Sure. So while he's doing that, at the end of the day, that's what I'm sort of expecting from Citizencon. And at the end of the day, I think they're going to show off servo meshing, long-term persistence, refuel, Nynx and Pyro, and that's probably going to be it. But guys, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What do you think they're going to show off at Citizencon? Do you think we're going to show off servo meshing, long-term persistence? Do you think they'll show off Nynx or Pyro? Let us know what those thoughts are in that comment section below. Do you have those photos, or do you want to just jump into the second vid? We can just jump into the second video if you want.
Yeah, we're gonna drop them in the second video.
Alright, no worries, guys. Apart from that, let us know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, guys, if this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. There will be a second video going up straight after this, and we're going to talk about the Argo cargo, the meme ship itself, why it's important that it wins, and why Fez thinks it's not important for it to win, and why Fez is wrong. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.